Yo, what's up everyone? So we're going to discuss Division 2. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the likes, everything that we liked about E3, Division 2, everything that they showed us, changes, and let's just get into it. So, Division 2, man, everything that they showed at E3 looks amazing. But what worries me the most that everything that they showed was PvE content. And that bothers me a lot because, you know, a lot of us, you know, there's another huge side of the community for the Division, which is all about PvP. And we didn't see any PvP stuff at all. Does that scare me a little bit? Yeah, it kind of does scare me a lot because, you know, us guys that love to run around in the dark zone, last stand, skirmish, you know, they didn't show any PvP modes whatsoever. So it kind of looks like Division 2 is all about PvE and them pleasing their PvE fan base. Now I could be wrong. Believe me, I could be wrong. They could just be keeping it in the dark until they fix everything, because we know the balancing system when it comes to PvE and PvP is completely different, and we want things to be right for both communities. So there's going to be campaign, of course, we already know that, and co-op, and PvP, but we'll get into PvP later. Campaign is basically going to be the similar as we did in Division 1, but completely different environment. This time around, we're in Washington, D.C., and I'm pretty excited about that. Even though me being a PvPer, I'm really excited just to see all the changes, everything new, different factions that we got to go against in Washington, D.C. because I feel like the firepower is going to be really intense when fighting those guys. Just watching some of the stuff at E3, like, skills are different. By the way, Survival Link, Medical Link, and Tactical Link are no longer going to be in game anymore. Yes, they removed those things. They said that it's not useful at all. They want the Division 2 to be an actual shooter, not something where you depend on a medical link or a survival link to face tank. You know, they don't want you to do that. They want you to cover and shoot. So a lot of people are kind of pissed off about that. Most of the community is basically pissed off about that, mainly because most of us are PvPers that love to chicken dance and strafe, run around and bob and weave and get away from an 8-man group, or, you know, dudes that just multi-group in the dark zone. It's amazing when you can just dodge bullets like that. And now that you can't, even the healing system is completely different. You have to literally sit there, take cover, and hold down to use a med kit now. So there is no just press right on the D-pad just to use your med kit and get right back into the fight like you never missed a beat. So yeah, a lot has changed in that aspect. So which is why I question that. Is that something going to be for PvP or PvE only? You know, because you don't really know, because like I said, the only thing that they showed us was PvE content. So maybe that game mechanics, those functions where you actually have to take cover and heal, will probably only be something that works only in a PvE environment, because, you know, we will not be able to sit there and take cover just to pop a med kit in the PvP environment, especially if you're getting rushed. So as I stated, there's going to be tons of content for you in PvE. Tons of it. Like, even when you're level 30, there is no reach level 30 on 4 different characters and then you're done. And you just run around the dark zone and you play a bunch of repetitive missions. So they're stopping all that. It's going to be tons of new content for us to enjoy after level 30. There's going to be 3 new special characters that we're going to be able to choose from to rank those characters up, because we're also getting raids, if you guys didn't know that. Yes, 8-man raids. Just like Destiny, we're getting raids. And from what my wife told me, raids, they ruin friendships. So I'm curious to see how those raids are going to play out on a Division, because, you know, there's something that we never had before. It's going to be completely different, something new. And I want to know, are they going to be like, you know, an hour or 2 hours? Because on Destiny 2, if you think about raids, these raids go on for like at least 4 to 5 hours. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to play out on a Division. Can we handle something like that? It's what I want to know, because like I said, that's something new. Now, those special characters that I was telling you about once you reach level 30, there's Sharpshooter, a Demolition, and a Survival. So these 3 characters are characters that you can rank up to get special abilities. Like I told you, there is no more survival links anymore. So that's going to be something that a lot of us want to have to get used to, not having a survival link. Even on top of that, there's no DPS. So everything looks completely different. So I guess they changed a lot of stuff because they knew that a lot of players were scared of the Division, basically because there was so much stuff that you had to learn and focus on how to build your character, meaning like, oh, DPS, or gear sets, talent, all that stuff that goes into Division that a lot of the geeky people like myself that loved and enjoyed about the Division, because the more you inspect into your character, the better you were as a player. So also, as of right now, I didn't see any new gear sets. Now there are new gears for us to rock, but I'm not too sure what those gears are. So we have to wait until, I guess, the beta to see what they're gonna show us, or maybe we'll get some leaks later on down the road, because the game doesn't release until March 15th of 2019, which is not that far away. It is a bit far away, but not that far. It's better than waiting like 3 years, right? So if they're gonna be removing gear sets, that means all the gear sets that we grown to love, the Striker, the Nomad, the Pred, the Reclaimer, all that good stuff that we have played around with the past 2 years now in the Division, are gonna be no more in Division 2, which sucks, because I was really curious to see if we was gonna be able to transfer our characters over to Division 2. I felt like that would have been something fun, something great, to continue that story over there. Like, we left New York and we traveled over there to DC to help the agents over there to take DC back over. That felt like that would have been great. We already are geared out, or the gear that we was bringing over there wasn't good enough to compete with those agents over there or those factions, and then we had to get more gear. I felt like something like that would have been very interesting to do, but I guess they did not want us to do that, because like I said, not everybody was really good at building their character, so they kind of fixed that and made it differently. So, just in case I forgot to mention earlier, DLC is going to be free. They got something called Expansion 1, Expansion 2, and Expansion 3. Their plan to do is to make this game survive just how they do Rainbow Six Siege with the Season 1, the Season 2, and the Season 3. Because Rainbow Six Siege is a very old game, and that community is still thriving, and that's where Ubisoft wants to take Division. They want this community to thrive just like those games that are still thriving out there. There's new skills that they also incorporate in the game for Division 2. There's an assault drone, there's a chem launcher, there's a hive, and there's secret mine. We all know of the secret mine, but apparently the secret mine works completely different. And if you don't know about the chem launcher, I'm pretty curious about that too. I saw some gameplay of it where it shot out this like foam where it kind of like stopped the dude from running. I'm not too sure if we'll be able to use those things in PvP, which is why I'm really curious to why they didn't show a lot of, well, any PvP content. They only show PvE content. So I want to know how these special characters are going to play out in that factor. Is it going to be something that's going to be game breaking? Is it going to be something that's going to be basically balancing enough so players can actually use those abilities? Because there is a grenade launcher in this game too, and I always talked about having a grenade launcher. I thought it would be really cool since the LMB agents had grenade launchers. I felt like that would be really awesome for us to use in combat, but then again, it probably would have been OP. So like I said, I'm really curious to see how this stuff is going to play out. But that's all I got to say for you guys. If you guys are new to the Division, man, and you was curious about it and wanted to learn about it and want to play, there's tons of tutorials out there. You can come to my channel. I tend to play it from time to time to help you guys figure it out. So those of you guys that want to prepare for Division 2. So it's about $15 right now in the PlayStation Store. I'm not too sure how much it is in the Xbox, but I think if you got Game Pass for Xbox, it's free. So you guys should definitely check that out so you can get that experience in until Division 2 comes out. So this is Badger signing out. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.